So y'all know Draymond Green is one of the cornerstones of the Golden State Warriors franchise, right? He's a very integral piece to what that team has been able to accomplish in terms of them becoming a dynasty. The Golden State Warriors are definitely a dynasty within the NBA, and he's played a major role, minus the fact that Draymond Green is not known for his scoring. He does a lot of things. Draymond Green, if we go through the list of his accomplishments, he's a four-time NBA champion. He's a four-time All-Star. He's been on an All-NBA and second and third team, so he's a two-time All-NBA player. He won the Defensive Player of the Year award back in 2017. He's been on 4 All-First defensive teams, 3 second, and he's led the league in steals in 2017. That's one thing worth pointing out. But apart from looking at his accomplishments, if you just look at Draymond Green play, right, you can tell that he is definitely the emotional leader for the Golden State Warriors. He's the guy. He's the engine in the car that makes everything move, right? If we're just being honest about it. And Draymond Green is a very, very important part of that organization. And there's no way in the future you're going to be able to talk about the Golden State Warriors and mention Kevin Durant, Stephen Curry, Klay Thompson, and not mention Draymond Green. So he's that accomplished of a basketball player, especially when it comes to that organization. But as y'all know, over the last few months, there was speculation on who the Warriors were going to offer a max contract, right? Because Draymond Green wanted a major contract, and they had to make a decision between 3 players. You had Andrew Wiggins, you had Jordan Clarkson, and of course you had Draymond Green. Now, Draymond Green has the most tenure of all of those players, but the Golden State Warriors found themselves in a tough spot because they had to choose between, the legacy player, the guy that's been there, and look at stars that could possibly help this team going into the future. Ultimately, they decided to give the contract offers to Jordan Clarkson, Jordan Poole, and then they ended up giving the other contract to Andrew Wiggins. So Draymond Green was ultimately the odd man out. Some people speculated that the Golden State Warriors did not want to give him the contract, and some people, even question how the footage of the fight between him and his teammate Jordan Poole, how it even came out in the first place, given the fact that took place within the Warriors facility and the angle at which, the altercation was captured. But nevertheless, it seems like now Draymond Green is coming to terms with the reality that in the future, he very well possibly could not be a Golden State Warrior anymore. So what I want to do is I want to read from an article that we got from CBSSports.com. It basically starts off with the headline: Draymond Green accepts he probably won't be with the Warriors forever. Quite frankly, the writing's on the wall. It continues on: the possibility that this could be Draymond Green's last season with the Golden State Warriors has been well chronicled. Team owner Joe Lacob has consistently maintained that there is a limit to the bill he's willing to foot. And if the Warriors did decide to re-sign Green on a multi-year deal this summer, that bill, depending on a few other decisions, could fly well north of $400 million, including taxes, which is a figure that Lacob told The Athletic last summer, not even remotely possible. Green understands the business, and though he doesn't want to leave Golden State, he is prepared for the possibility and might even be halfway expecting it to happen. In a recent interview with Taylor Rooks, Green was asked if it's hard for him to say there could be a day when he's not a Warrior. He said, "No," Green said, "quite frankly, the writing's on the wall. I understand the business. We tend to get into this of someone who owes us something because of what we've accomplished. You'd be an idiot to walk around feeling that way. I feel like you're just setting yourself up for failure. You're just setting yourself up for heartbreak. You're just setting yourself up for disappointment, as opposed to saying, no, let me learn this business. If you don't get to know the business, then you can be blindsided and be like, oh man, everything I've done, I thought I'd be there forever." Green continued, "I would love to be with the Warriors, but I understand the luxury tax. I understand you got these young guys and contracts up and they have to be paid. I understand all those things. And so just for me, that's what I mean by when I'm saying the writing is on the wall." So you heard what Draymond Green had to say there. First of all, kudos to Draymond, because he was very forthcoming, and I thought that everything that he said was 100% on the money. As y'all know, the NBA is a business, and nothing really lasts forever. You seldom see a player get drafted by a team, and play their entire career with that team, and then ultimately retire with that organization. I think Draymond Green has been in the NBA, if I'm not mistaken. Draymond Green has been in the NBA, I believe, for at least 12, 13 years. So he has a lot of tenure in the NBA. But if we're just looking at the landscape of the Warriors, I think the players that they would definitely want to retire a Warrior are definitely going to be, it's definitely obviously Stephen Curry for very obvious reasons. They definitely want him to retire a Warrior. I would also say the same thing for Klay Thompson. I think they would want that as well. Draymond Green is a little bit harder. And the simple reason is simply this. Stephen Curry is an all-time great player. Klay Thompson is one of the greatest shooters in the history of the NBA. And Draymond Green is one of the greatest defenders of all time. But those two other players sit just a peg above Draymond Green. And to be quite honest with you, that is the fundamental reason why the Warriors will bend over backwards to ensure that they retain Stephen Curry and essentially give him whatever he wants and let the other guys walk. If you look at the Los Angeles Lakers back when Kobe was playing, they did the same thing for Kobe, right? They would pay him anything because he's a legacy player, right? And he's an all-time great. So they wanted to ensure that Kobe retired a Laker in a Laker jersey. But if you look at a player that was very integral to the 5 championships that Kobe Bryant won for the Los Angeles Lakers, Derek Fisher, the Lakers weren't going to go above and beyond for Derek Fisher. Now, I'm not saying Derek Fisher was on the level in terms of an overall basketball player as Draymond Green. I'm certainly not saying that, but he was just as integral to those championship runs as Draymond Green was. If you saw the Lakers win those championships, especially the last 2, Derek Fisher was huge, not just from what he did on the court, but also from the leadership that he had off the court. And Kobe famously said, Derek is the only guy I'm listening to in this locker room, right? So I think Draymond Green understands where he is in the grand scheme of things in terms of NBA players. Another guy that I think a team wants to ensure that they retire with them and do whatever they can is a Dwayne Wade. And you saw that final season he came back to Miami to retire. So I think Draymond Green understands this. It sounds like he understands the business very well. It seems like finally he's beginning to emotionally detach himself from the situation. I think if Draymond Green ultimately moves on and is no longer a Golden State Warrior, I think a lot of those fans will have a tremendous amount of respect for him. I think every time he comes into the arena, they're going to give him a standing ovation as he deserves to get given all the things that he's contributed to that organization. So, I think it's something that we all expected. And really, the question now becomes, where do we see Draymond Green ultimately land? And some people have speculated with the Lakers, but who knows, right? I guess we have to wait and see. So the question is, what do you think about what Draymond Green had to say? And ultimately, where do you think he lands after he leaves the Golden State Warriors? Whatever you guys think, please leave your thoughts and comments in the comment section. We catch you guys on the next show. Peace.